Today's tutorial is for these socks. These are the best socks I've ever crocheted. They fit snugly, but not to the point of being uncomfortable or tight. And what I like about them is that I can actually wear them with my winter boots, which I absolutely love. It's been a while that I wanted a nice pair of wool socks that I could wear with the boots. The pattern is very easy. Also, it will be very easy to make adjustments for your perfect fit, as well as make these socks in children's sizes or men's sizes. I think if you try this pattern, this is gonna become your go-to pattern when it comes to crochet socks. But before I start the tutorial, we need to announce the winner of our giveaway, which was for this beautiful sock set yarn, exactly the same as the one that I used in the tutorial. Thank you so much to everyone who entered the giveaway. Thank you for those of you who visited Bound in Wool Etsy shop, and a huge thank you to those of you who already purchased wool from Holly. And remember that the coupon code Olga15 is still active, so you can still make a purchase and get 15% off. And now is the most exciting part. Let's see who the winner of the giveaway is. And it is the viewer with a somewhat complicated username and the letter P initial. Congratulations on winning the giveaway. Please contact me at the email address you see on the screen right now. Again, thank you so much to everyone who entered the giveaway. Merry Christmas everyone, and let's start the tutorial. I start with a magic ring, and now I will be crocheting into the ring, and into the ring I crochet 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I close the ring, and here I have the first round with 6 single crochets. Now I'm going to continue crocheting in the round, but I will not join each round. I will crochet without joining. So into the first stitch of the first round, now I make a single crochet, and this is the first stitch of the second round, so I'm going to mark it with a stitch marker. Now into that same first stitch I work 1 more single crochet. So in this round I will crochet 2 single crochets into each single crochet of the previous round. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. My magic ring is coming undone a bit, and as my piece grows bigger, I will use a tapestry needle and secure and hide the yarn tail over here so that the magic ring doesn't come undone. So now I have 2 rounds finished, and I have 12 single crochets. I remove the marker, and for the next round, round number 3, I'm going to make a single crochet into each single crochet around. So this is the first one, which I mark with a stitch marker, and now I simply make a single crochet into each single crochet around. And in this round, round number 3, I have 12 single crochets. Now in the next round I will make increases again, so I will work 2 single crochets into each single crochet. So here is the first one, and I mark it with a stitch marker, and into that same stitch I make one more single crochet, and now into each single crochet I make 2 single crochets. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. Here I have 4 rounds finished and I have 24 single crochets. The next round is going to be a round of single crochet into each single crochet. So this is the first stitch of the next round, and I mark it with a stitch marker, and then I simply make a single crochet into each single crochet around. Here I have 5 rounds finished and I have 24 single crochets. In the next round I will make increases again. In the first single crochet of the next round I work 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and the first one I'm going to mark as the first stitch of the round. Now into the next single crochet I work 1 single crochet, and now I start alternating, making 2 single crochets into 1 stitch and then 1 single crochet. So again 2, 1, 2, and into the next stitch 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and so on. And now I have 6 rounds finished and I have 36 single crochets. For the next 2 rounds, round number 7 and 8, I will simply make a single crochet into each single crochet around. Here I crochet 2 more rounds. Now I have a total of 8 rounds finished and I have 36 single crochets. In the next round, round number 9, I will make increases again. So in the first stitch I work 2 stitches, 1, 2, and I mark the first stitch with a stitch marker, and then into each one of the next 2 stitches I will work 1 stitch. So 1 and 1. And now I start repeating this sequence. Into the next stitch I work 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then 1, 1, again 1, 2, 1, 1, and so on. I finished round number 9 and now I have 48 single crochets, and at this point it's a good idea to check the gauge, and 9 rounds measure about 2.25 inches. Also now is a good time to secure this yarn tail and hide it, so I don't need to worry about it later on. So I'm just gonna make a few stitches right here to secure and hide the yarn tail so that my magic ring doesn't come undone. So now I have 9 rounds, and at this point I will not make any more increases and I will simply continue crocheting in the round. Now the finished sock measures about 7 inches around, but they do stretch quite a bit too. There is some stretch as well, but if you think that 7 inches around is not gonna be enough for you, if it's gonna be too narrow, you can make one more round with increases and then simply start crocheting without adding any increases, simply making a single crochet into each single crochet. But remember to mark the first round, but remember to mark the first stitch of each round with a stitch marker. So I'm going to continue crocheting for about 7 inches until the length over here reaches 7 inches. So now my sock measures 7 inches, and I'm going to change the color and start working on the heel. To change the color, I undo the very last stitch, but not completely. I just make this last loop of the last stitch with the new color. And now I'm going to continue crocheting with the purple color. Into the next single crochet, I work a single crochet, and I worked it with 2 strands of yarn just to secure the new color in. And now I will crochet over the 2 short yarn tails so they get hidden under the stitches. So I already made 1 single crochet with the new color, and now I will make 29 more single crochets. So I will have 30 single crochets in total made with the purple color. Here I crochet 30 single crochets with the purple color. I turn, I make 1 chain, and now I'm simply going to crochet a single crochet into each single crochet. So again, I will have 30 single crochets, and I'm going to crochet a total of 14 rows of single crochets. Here I crocheted 14 rows of single crochets, and I have 30 single crochets in the row. I'm going to fasten off and hide the yarn tail, and then I'll show you how to continue creating the heel. Like I said, I have 30 single crochets in the row, and now I'm going to attach the yarn into the 10th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 10th stitch. So I attach the yarn into the 10th stitch, and now into the 11th stitch I work a single crochet. And now I'm going to work a single crochet into each one of the next 9 single crochets, so that I have 10 single crochets worked in total. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And over here I also have 10 single crochets left. What I do next, into the next single crochet, I work a slip stitch. Now I turn, and I'm going to crochet back in this direction, but I'm not going to make a chain in the beginning of row. Instead, I'm going to start working a single crochet right away. So into each one of the next 10 single crochets, I work a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now into the next stitch right here, I work a slip stitch. Now again, I turn, and without making a chain, I start making single crochets right away. So I need to make 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now over here into the next single crochet, I make a slip stitch. Again, I turn, and I start making single crochets right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and into the next single crochet I work a slip stitch. And that's how I'm going to continue crocheting until all of these stitches on the sides are gone. They're all gonna be joined to these 10 single crochets in the middle. Now going back to the point where I said that you might want to widen your sock over here. If you have more stitches over here, then how are you going to make the heel? And the idea is this part where you have rows of single crochets, the total amount of them must be divisible by 3 so that you divide the heel into 3 equal parts. In my case, I had 30 single crochets in total. That's why I joined the yarn into the 10th stitch, and into the 11th stitch I started crocheting. So I had 10 stitches, 10 stitches, and 10 stitches. So if you have more stitches, you might have to do 11 stitches, 11 and 11, or 12 stitches, 12 stitches, and 12 stitches. Just keep that in mind in case you want to make your sock wider, and that's how you're gonna create your heel. And now I finished crocheting the heel. It is fully formed now. I'm going to change the color and continue crocheting in the round. So the last stitch that I made was on this side. So what I do is I undo that last stitch. It was a slip stitch into the last single crochet over here, and I actually make it with the green color now. And now I will continue crocheting in this direction. Over here I have 14 rows of single crochets. They were crocheted this way, so I have 14 ends of rows, and I'm going to make a single crochet into each end of row. So I start with 1 chain. Now I'm going to continue crocheting over these yarn tails so they get hidden, and into this first stitch I work a single crochet, and then into each end of rows I make a single crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Next, I'm going to continue crocheting into the single crochets over here, and I have 18 single crochets here, so I'm going to make 18 single crochets. So I make a single crochet over here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, all the way to here. Now over here again I have 14 ends of rows, and I make a single crochet into each end of rows, so I will have 14 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And over here, remember, I have the central 10 stitches, so I make 10 single crochets over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now the total amount of stitches over here is 56 single crochets. Now I'm going to continue crocheting in the round, working a single crochet into each single crochet. I don't join the rounds, I simply start crocheting into the first stitch of each new round right away, but I mark that first stitch with a stitch marker so I know where the new round begins. So I'm going to continue crocheting in the round until I reached about 2 inches over here. So just continuing crocheting in the round, making a single crochet into each single crochet. So now I have 2 inches over here, but before I start making the ribbon, I need to make a round of decreases because this is too wide. And I'm going to make decreases in the following way. Into each one of the next 2 single crochets, I make a single crochet. And I'm going to mark the first stitch of the round with a stitch marker. Now over the next 2 single crochets, I'm going to make a decrease, and that's 2 single crochets finished together. Now again, into the next 2 single crochets, I work a single crochet. So 1, 2, and now over the next 2 stitches, I make a decrease, or 2 single crochets finished together. And that's how I'm going to make this round. 2 single crochets, then a decrease over 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, and a decrease over 2 single crochets. And now I'm going to start working on the ribbon. At this point I join to the next stitch, and the next round is going to be a round of double crochets. I start with 3 chains, and these 3 chains count as the first double crochet, and now I make a double crochet into each stitch around. And in the previous round I had 42 stitches, so in this round I will have 42 double crochets. And now for the ribbon, I'm going to alternate making a front post double crochet and a back post double crochet. I start with 1 chain and I make a front post double crochet around the 3 chains of the previous round, and then around the next double crochet I make a back post double crochet. Now again I make a front post double crochet and a back post double crochet, and that's how I'm going to continue crocheting. And I will make 2 inches of the ribbon, and then I can fasten off and the sock will be finished. So I crocheted the ribbon, now I can fasten off, hide the yarn tail, and my pair of socks is finished.